Hey folks, the Desert Artist here. I am here showing you the finale of my SpongeBob SquarePants steampunk. I think I have finally polished him off to where I have him attached to a base. So he is one piece. Nothing to assemble. I just used a trophy. It looked like the base of a trophy or something. And I attached him that way. I don't know what else I have added except for maybe the flowers here on front that kind of polished off his feet here. And over here I have this little, I don't know what it is, some sort of a regulator or a pressure valve, but I thought it made a good like little dude to I guess be taking the money from people or something. I don't know. I just put it there because it looked good and it was a good finish piece for the end of an appendage. The flowers here are just something I came up with. So everything here is fully movable, where you can touch his flowers and stroke his guitar and feel his pressure gauge. And then over here on this other side, I've finished off with another guy. So he's kind of not quite very pretty. He's got an ugly mouth there, made out of a 22mm shell or something. I don't know. I had laying around and it looked like a good mouth. So that's what I have there. And he's got his little chime here. And of course he's got his wife beater club there and his little arm, if you can imagine it. His little shoulder there and a elbow and down to his forearm and to his club here. And so that's all movable. His hat's movable, and well, that's not very movable, but it can be polished off to whatever flavor you want it. I got his torch here. Well, it looks like a little tongue. I had this little piece of copper tubing that was folded on the end here, and I just kind of pushed it through. That looks like a fan for a torch. And then a little regulator pressure thing, I guess, to point or whatever. And once again, this stuff is all movable here. So it can be positioned any which way that you want. And over here he's got a little radiator arm, and then he's a sheriff here, so he's got his little star with his, I guess I could hook a little CB computer, or I guess I could hook a CB microphone up to that little clicker right there, so he could be like the sheriff or something. But anyway, I don't know what I was doing here. I just put it together to where it all worked and was twisting and able to be maneuvered and positioned however you want. And you can see where he was bolted down there on the thing. I mean, it's not very pretty. I just bent it up and drilled a couple holes in it. So It's not like posable on a hinge, but not too secure, but I'm happy with it. So there we go. That's how far I've gotten with SpongeBob, and I think I'm about done with him. So he's going to go over on the shelf, and I'm working on the next one. I've got a block of wood here, and I try to use that as a stand. It's just got a little slit in it, and I could probably carve something better, but I don't know if I could. So this will do just slips on in here. I probably should secure this. I don't know quite how, with being just a lever mechanism, maybe with just a piece of copper plate screwed in here where it can lever against. That can be like a little fulcrum. I think that might work a little bit better. And he is here. As you can see, this is the body here. And I had him hooked up to another thing that I'm working on, but it's gone a little bit different direction now. So this guy could probably, he can stand on his own, but it just takes a little finagling, and I gotta tighten up this area here where he can just stand just like that on a platform. This is just an insulator here, and wrap the copper wire around it, and there you go. So he stands on his own. The nice thing here is that he can be twisted to so he can carry his balloons in whatever direction that he wants, or that would make it stand up. I really got to fix this foundation thing here. Anyway, that's that one that I'm working on. Then I have the other one that I was working on. This one here was another simple one that I had. This one was another simple one that I had that was just it looked like a faucet with on the bottom part of a faucet. His legs came down here were the hot and the cold, and then there was one down here that I used as a mounting in the back so I could get it to stand, which worked great for a platform. I made it into like a dress. These are some old bracelets from the 70s that I had laying around, and well, I cut them up and put them on here and turn it around here. You can see where I've gone with this here. And I had an old cup hook that was kind of crooked and bent, and I just put on the top there. I just put an air thing on it, and there you go. Cup hook, and then had some copper fluff coaxial that came off in a nice coil, so I used it to tie it all together. Still haven't pounded it on and screwed it on there yet. So that serves as the eyeballs to whatever this thing is that I'm making here. You can see it's got the light. This is a flash strobe picture thing for a camera from the 50s, and it's got a watch up here that I attached with a that's like the base ring for a kitchen sink. I made the arms here out of whatever I had lying around. I got a big bucket of them right here. And then I use a camera lens down here. All this stuff is posable and movable. The arms come down. Well, I've used a dart here, and I think that was a propane valve or something. And then I used torch head here. This is a control for a commercial cook stove. And this here came from the clock. It came from SpongeBob, or Gearbox.